Hi everyone, this is Ayana from Ayana Speaks, your spoken word artist and author. You can find out whatever you want to find out about my writings at ayanaspeaks.com. But this is a moment where I want to have real talk with the real you. We're going to talk about singleness today. And I did not get married until my late 30s. And I haven't been married that long. I've been single longer than I've been married. And I've really been thinking about singleness and marriage and things that I heard people say. And it makes a lot of sense now. Before, when I would go to conferences and things like that, I would hear some people say, enjoy your singleness. They would make reference to the scripture that talks about the single woman can mind the things of the Lord, but a married woman has to be mindful of the things of her husband and all those other things. And someone said, don't rush your singleness, it's your freedom. But then people looked at it differently. Either married people felt bad for single people because they're like, oh, you're lonely, you need to get married, let's hook you up to get married. Or maybe they were a little jealous of their freedom, but didn't always say it like that. I will honor my mother and my father, who stayed married until the day my father passed away. And I would say they never stressed me to get married. They were never like, when you get married, when you going to give us some kids? When you going to get that husband? Some of my older cousins, and they were like, oh, you're not married yet? I got this great young man to introduce you to. And it was always trying to do that hookup. And I thought about the times when I wanted to get married. Now, I'm going to be honest. My sister got married in her 30s as well. Although, she was pretty much involved from her mid-20s before she got married in her 30s. So I never thought about getting married so young. My parents got married at 20. But I personally never thought about getting married so young. My older sister, she didn't. So I was kind of following that lead, right? And so here I am going into my mid-30s. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'm not married yet, right? And I would have spurts, but I wasn't even thinking about it. I would be so actively involved in whatever I was doing. And I'll talk about that in a second in terms of your focus, your purpose, and things you're involved in. But I would be so involved in the things I was doing that I would blink and it'd be like 3 years pass. I'm like, oh, shoot, I haven't been in a relationship in 3 years. I'm going to tell you at that time, I had long and short-term relationships. I had relationships that I had been in for 4 months. I had relationships that I had been in for 3 years, 9 months, a year. So it's not like I hadn't had relationships. I didn't have tons, but I had some substantial relationships, knowing kind of what I wanted, what I didn't want, and I grew from those relationships, what I wouldn't settle for, that sort of thing. I was learning to tear down those lists. I got this list, and this is who they will be, and then I would have some more realistic lists, which is not a compromise. A realistic list is the one that says you cannot expect the other person to be the super person. Okay? They can't be Superman. They can't be Superwoman. All right? And understanding that they're going to have some differences from you that may be extremely different from you. And if you all decide to come together, then what does that mean? There's going to be some compromise on both sides.